So this is my Shopify store, and as you can see, I generated $3,000 yesterday dropshipping to one country. In this video, I'm gonna break down the whole strategy of how I found the product, how I'm consistently beating my competition, how I'm scaling the product, and throughout the end of this video, I'm even going to reveal the product to try to be as transparent as possible. But don't go ahead and skip to the end of this video just because I said I would reveal the product, because the product is not gonna make sense if you don't hear the whole strategy. And the strategy I'm gonna teach you now is something I've touched on a tiny bit in the past, but it's still gonna be a ton of new information. And if you're new to my channel, make sure to set aside 5 to 10 minutes to watch this video. Don't be one of the people who clicks off, because this strategy is guaranteed the absolute best go-to strategy for anyone that is starting dropshipping and currently are struggling to find winning products, or you find yourself spam testing, spending thousands of dollars testing product on Facebook ads just hoping for success. If that is you, or if it sounds familiar, you got to get onto this strategy, because I found this product earlier this month and I didn't even test it. It performed well instantly straight out of the gate. So when you follow the strategy that I'm about to teach you, you pretty much eliminate testing. So when you have a proven to work strategy, everything is probably going to work out in your favor. But I'm not going to drag it out. Let's get into the strategy. What's going on, everyone? I'm Henrik, and in this video, I'm going to break down my Shopify store that did $3,000 in sales yesterday, dropshipping one product to one country. This video is probably going to be one of the more valuable videos on my channel, so make sure you watch it. But as I said, I'm not going to drag out the time, so let's get into it. So I was actually running this product and store on a brand new ads manager. I didn't have any advantages. I had no pixel. I didn't have a good or warmed up ad account in any way. So I realized that there will be zero chance for me to break into the US market or to dropship to the top 5 countries. And I constantly see beginners stay in this loop forever. They are dropshipping to the top 5 countries: Canada, Australia, New Zealand, United States, and United Kingdom. I just had to reboot my brain there real quick. But those are the top 5 countries, and when you dropship to them, especially in 2022, you're gonna have an extremely high cost per click, and your ads is not really gonna reach anyone because it's just gonna be so expensive. And when you don't get reach because it's super expensive and you're just competing in a super saturated market, you're not really gonna get data either. Your audience is never gonna be warm or optimized. So I just don't recommend you to dropship to the US or the top 5, because you're just never really gonna break through there. So what I did is to try to find a trend on Facebook to bring it over to another country, and I'm also going to reveal the product so you know exactly why it worked out so well. But you're probably wondering which country I have chosen, and I will go over that in a second. But before that, let me actually show you how I found the product, and after that we're going to talk about the country I advertised to, why it works so well, and in the end I'm going to reveal the exact product. And I've been using this strategy on all of my students, and not a single one of them have failed. In fact, none of them have failed to make less than $100,000 in a month. So if you're interested in my mentorship program, I actually have 2 spots left, so you can go ahead and message me on Instagram here. But let's get into my PC and I'll show you the exact strategy I used. One sec. All right, so actually in like 4 hours, I'm going to Amsterdam for a big e-com mastermind or meetup. I'm basically going to connect with other people in the e-com space who are killing it with their brands and doing TikTok dropshipping, Facebook ads, just everything we talk about on this channel. So when I come back from that trip, I guarantee you that I'm going to have the best strategies to date. So hopefully you smash a like on this video and subscribe to my channel. But let me show the strategy though. So as you know, if you've been watching my channel for the past couple of months, you know that I'm all about taking a kind of saturated product and putting it into an untapped market. And this is exactly what I did. So I tend to do product research on the Facebook feed, and the reason for that is because the Facebook newsfeed is just the best place to find trends. So I went down to Facebook newsfeed and I was basically just browsing it for some time, trying to look for a good product. And as you probably know by now, every 3rd or 4th post on Facebook is going to be an ad. And if you click on dropshipping ads, you're going to get led straight into the next dropshipping ad. So let's actually do it. So we come over to the Facebook feed and we start scrolling. And as you can see, I just pulled up an ad. Pretty sure this is the Galaxy projector. Yes, it is. They've been running ads for a really long time. They just have to be making money. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you see, it has 2.5k comments. They've probably been running this ad for like 2 years at this point. I just keep seeing the same store pop up over and over again. But pretend that this product is not as saturated. This is just an example, so don't take it like super literal. I would go for a product that's a little bit less saturated, because this product has been pretty much all over the world. But what I will do though is I will pull up their store and see how I could kind of like beat them. As you can see, this product page is not really that interesting, but I will say it's like really clean. But in some way, maybe we could beat it. But in my opinion, we don't really have to beat them. We don't really have to be better than them in any way. And this is why the strategy is so easy, because we're not going to compete in the same market. So when we compete to another market that's never even seen this store, it doesn't really matter if it's better than ours. But obviously we want to try to have a good store. But I'm going to take this product and I'm obviously going to dropship it to one country, and you will never really know which countries the store is targeting for their ads. But we can go ahead and assume that they don't really specify into the German market, for example. So what we can do is we can take this product and let's just say they're selling it to mainly the US. I mean, you would have to assume, you will never know for sure, but let's just assume they're selling it to the United States. We can take this product and run it to Australia. We can also take this product and run it to Germany, Germany, Netherlands. There is a ton of good countries. I mean, I would probably even run it to my own country. But as I said, this product is just an example, so don't take it like super literal. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a one product store for this country, and I'm going to pick out the country. And the country you pick out doesn't really matter. Just make sure that it's not the US, because the whole point of this strategy is to get reach to a high level country for half the price of dropshipping to the US. And most of the modern countries in, for example, Europe is going to be perfect for this strategy. So before I'm running it, I would probably go to Facebook ad library right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the United States, then I'm going to do all ads, and then I'm going to search for Galaxy projector, and we're just gonna quickly see how saturated this is. But obviously, as you know, this is super saturated. It's just an example. But as we can see, there's a store that's pushing this product heavily. This ad looks really good. Should we actually play it? Wow, that is good. That is a really good ad. Definitely attention grabbing. But we can also check if there's other stores running it. We could probably search it up on like Dropshipping instead. But as you see, it looks like this is the dominating store at this point, because we can't really find any other ones. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it one product store for this product, and then we're gonna go to Facebook and launch 2 different campaigns. So what I would do is I would launch one campaign to, for example, Australia, and then I would launch my second campaign to, for example, Germany or Sweden or whatever. And in each campaign, we want to have 5 ad sets because you don't want to spend too much. I would probably have 7 in each, which is going to be 14 in total. But if you are on a lower budget, put 5 ad sets in each campaign, and each ad set is going to run for $10 a day. So you'll be spending around $90 to $100 every single day on Facebook ads. And if you're not getting sales to one country already within the first day or the first 30 hours, I would cut the product and move on. But if you have a good creative and you're finding interest that actually fits your product, it's going to work for you pretty much every single time. But the main reason I've seen to why people fail using a one country strategy is because they are using very small interest. You need to remember that if you're targeting a country that only has 50 million people, you cannot go with an interest that worldwide has 1 million in the size of it, because that's just gonna not fit in that country. So when you do one country dropshipping, I would say you should have a lot of like really big interest. They should definitely be somewhat broad, but obviously apply to your product. But if you have super small interest, it's not really going to work, and that is basically just a regular dropshipping strategy with Facebook ads. Just launch the product, wait, do it as a general test like you always do, and have like really good creatives. I also recommend you to go to Fiverr and hire a translator. This is where most people are gonna click off the video, because you have to put in some work and hire someone to do it. But if you really want to win, you really got to do this, because I guarantee you, there's no doubt this is gonna work. But that's the strategy though. Do one country dropshipping. It's pretty much the exact same as you usually are doing, but dropship to only one country and make sure it's not saturated. You don't want to dropship to the US, because then there's no point of this. And once you have succeeded in one country dropshipping, you now have a good ad account and a good pixel, so you can then start using your lookalikes to branch out to other countries, which means that if I win in, for example, Germany or the United Kingdom, I would probably be able to take my product worldwide or to put it over to the US. But the moment you've all been waiting for, the actual product. Let's go ahead and check it out. All right, so this is the product. It's a slimming device, and it's not new in any way. It's actually a product that's relatively saturated worldwide, but I did see an opportunity in the UK market. So when I tried running this product to Canada, I saw that it didn't really have like too good of a reach, and it seemed like somewhat saturated. People weren't really that interested in it, and I was also seeing a lot of competition. So what I ended up doing is I ran the product to the United Kingdom, and it did 6 sales already the first day of testing it. But if I were to just run this product in, for example, the United States, it would not work in any way. So the only reason to why this worked isn't just because the product is good. It's because I put a saturated product in an untapped market, and a saturated product is obviously proven to work. I mean, there's a reason to why it's saturated. It is saturated because it's working and the audience loves it. So if the American audience loves the product, they're definitely gonna like it in the UK as well. But what you can do after watching this video, and a student of mine has done this, but he had to stop his store because he got some Facebook problems, is you can take this product and run it to Germany or Australia. I know for a fact that if you do the right targeting and you have somewhat of a good video ad, it's probably going to perform really well in those countries, because I've even tried it myself with my student and it actually worked. So that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the video and that I taught you something valuable. As I said, the strategy is pretty simple. There's a little bit more to it, but with the tools I gave you in this video, you should totally be able to make it work. Just stick to your regular strategy, make it a little bit better, and run one product to one country that is saturated, which means proven to work, because a new country is a whole new market for the product. So it's most likely going to work. If you like this video, I hope that you click a like on it and that you go down and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my content. I'm Henrik, and on this channel, I'm posting videos on dropshipping and e-commerce every single week, and I'm also trying to be as transparent and valuable as possible. So if you like this video, maybe consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.